Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Technobabylon. If you remember from last time, we, as Cell Agent Charlie, were responsible
Got it.
for the immolation of Mandela's apartment, as pictured here. We're doing this in the service of getting back our unborn children, embryos, or whatever, and we're going to see how this plays out.
It'd be an understatement to say it's been a bad day.
I agree.
No kidding. I sure wouldn't want to be you.
Yeah, I've got a few problems.
What?
But I'm not going to let them threaten what I care about any longer.
That's so goofy. Oh, good.
You say that, but I think you're yellow.
Hey, I've got a plan.
If you're so decisive, why haven't you unfrozen any of those embryos?
That's a good
It's
point.
been 20 years, Regis.
You know who it is, Dr. Regis. There's only one person it could be, isn't there?
You think it's Baxter?
Well, you certainly do.
It was all a dream.
Good evening, Dr. Regis.
Hello?
Where are they, you son of a bitch?
I
Yeah.
saw your handiwork and was most impressed.
So you'll give them back?
I'm sending you an address. You'll find your reward there.
Wait, Baxter.
Well, Adam Baxter, who was released from custody and supposedly had been sort of lobotomized and was unable to supposedly think anything bad for anybody. His terminal, at least,
How? How is this possible?
is the one that's been calling us, and so apparently the probation or
Traveler,
punishment wasn't
begin
enough.
recording. Lau, if you're listening to this, well, it means they've caught me. It wouldn't be right if I couldn't explain things to you, though.
Interesting. So we're just
Been
totally...
blackmailed with the lives of my kids. I traced the calls the blackmailer made. There's only one man who would have done this.
Wait, are we narrating this in cell headquarters?
And yet, thanks to the neural governor, he's also the only one who never could have. I've got to see that justice is done.
I mean, surely there's, like, recording and
Good luck,
cameras.
Max.
Okay, well, we've got, oh,
The weapon that killed Dakari Vanderwall. It hasn't been registered into evidence yet.
oh ho ho. We've also got our CI splitter and our jolt gun. Let's see if anything's new on the old Traveler. Nope, same stories about the artists and whatnot. Alright, well, we've got an address that we have our quote reward at, so let's get to it. What do you say? I will say the plot is picking up fairly convincingly.
Hey, Charlie.
That's Dr. Regis, corpseman.
Oh, sorry, Dr. Regis. Sir, I need your help, Doctor. Rescue brought someone in, but I'm not qualified to take the statement.
I'm very busy, corpseman. Can't you find Santiago or Lau?
No, sir. They're still in the AR lab, trying to fight off the heuristic attack. It'll only take a second, sir.
Fine.
Oh, thank you, sir. I've been panicking all evening about it. She's in the waiting room at the end here.
She, huh? I've got a suspicion.
He's always smiling. It annoys me because it means he's obviously not paying attention.
Okay, Regis. Calm down for 3 seconds. Yeah, 3 guesses as to who is in the end down here. What do you gotta say? Kinsey? Quince?
She's just in there, sir.
Yeah, okay. Drum roll. And indeed, it is Mandela. I wonder if she recognizes us.
Oh, hey, some service.
Nope.
These flexes are broken. I can't input anything.
That's because they're not flex screens. They're sheets of paper.
Paper? What is this, the Dark Ages?
I never really like those, like, oh, what is book? What is paper? I am millennial, but whatever, fine, it's a little thing. Let's be nice. She probably doesn't care about that. Let's get to business.
Hi there. Can you tell me what happened?
No hanging around with you, is there?
Nope. Well, let's go for basic address. We already know this one. She's been unemployed forever. She's probably not super healthy, but
Can I take your name and SOC number?
Sesame Ladha SN 134244.
That's a nice name. Indian? Sri Lankan?
Dunno. Raised by the city. Why do you care?
My wife was Sri Lankan. She always... Oh, you don't care, do you?
That obvious?
Any aliases? Net, trance, flow, those sorts of things?
Mandala.
well, she's not the most personable one.
What's your employment status?
What do you think? Blue recycled overalls?
So, not currently employed.
Duh.
Perhaps they didn't think you had the right attitude for it.
Lousy teenager.
Your health status?
Dunno.
How do you not know that?
Been busy. Only come out to eat.
You're a thrall. Shall I put net addict then?
Put what you want. I don't care.
Where do you live?
The trance.
And where is your physical address?
Well, it was 13E8682 Zeus Street.
Dum dum dum.
Excuse me?
13E8682 Zeus Street?
Why are you here at Cell?
They didn't tell you? Someone cut my network and locked my apartment. I just about managed to crack the door when the whole damn place exploded.
Exploded?
Sure, I didn't like the place, but I didn't do it. Hey, is there a net connection here? I haven't been able to hook up for hours.
Excuse me.
I've got to go do non-explosion related things.
So, can I go?
Also, no.
Corpseman, the girl in there's life may be at risk. Do not let her leave without authorization from myself or Dr. Lau.
Can do, Dr. Regis.
That's right. Remember who's who here, Quince.
Empty apartment, my ass. That girl was locked in there. That asshole knew what would happen when he wanted her killed. I know what he has against me, but why her as well?
Regis, talk in your head. Learn to inner monologue, my man.
Why is this taking so long? Can I get back in the trance yet?
I get it. She's an addict. All right, fine. What do we got? What can we do? Paperwork.
I knew they weren't flex screens. Really?
Ah. Can I fill out the paperwork? Because I'm interested. Oh, what do we got here?
My wetware's dried up. All I've got left is the crusty layer stuck to my hands.
Nasty.
It's the paperwork they wanted me to fill out. Who even uses paper anymore?
Lots of people do, Mandela. It's way more secure than I guarantee you anything on the dumb trance would be. But I can't apparently fill it out.
It's the same kind of thing they'd issue in the Skanto apartments.
Okay. Blue cup.
It's an empty blue cup, just like you'd get from any lousy food machine.
Sure. Okay. Well,
Old-fashioned hollow hardware for everyone who comes in here not wired.
I see.
It may only show the news, but it must be connected to the net at large.
Well, that sounds like something we're going to want to connect ourselves to then. New news on the Hollow, reader. I'm going to scroll through this reasonably quickly, and then if you're interested, you can, slow down and look at it yourself. Over 20,000 clones in Japan, my word. Malthus Institute, alright, Malthusian population growth. True story, Japan is currently undergoing such a large population shift. There are not many newborns in Japan these days. In fact, one figure, which isn't the end-all be-all, but is sort of an amusing figure to me, was last year, as in 2015, more adult diapers were sold in Japan than baby diapers. So there you go. Well, dilute the essence. That part, as I understand, is not true, in that there is a lot more immigration in Japan than there maybe used to be these days. Not that I know everything about the goings-on of glorious Nippon, but I've picked up some news here and there. Ethno-fascism. Okay, so man, you gotta hand it. They have long news articles in this deal. Looks like we're playing more Kabaddi, Newton versus the UAE, and more rain this evening. Very nice. Okay. What do we think about this guy? Oh, We think we're gonna steal his sheet, Mandela. That's terrible. Hey, buddy.
Hello? Guess he doesn't feel like talking.
Someone who feels like talking less than you, which is sort of a unique scenario, Mandela. So I have to admit, this part of the...
Fixed to the floor.
Of course, they wouldn't want you moving anything anywhere. Oh, we got a water dispenser. We've got a food machine. And if we will recall, we've got some residue here. Now, if we can try to connect to this thing with our wetware as is...
All my wetware's dried up. There isn't enough to form a connection.
Well...
Nuke it. I just grew this batch.
Yeah, nuke it. What we need is some water, some protein, and some heat. So let's go about getting that ASAP. Water should be easy enough, and there we have it.
Everything I can scrape off my hands is in the cup.
Great. Now some food. Step, step, step.
It won't bring up the menu. The insert coin message on the screen is in the way.
Well, we've got a water dispenser, we've got a door, we've got a camera. Is there any way to, like, where did the door come up? Oh, here. It's hard to get it to come up for some reason. Oh, I want the door. Okay, that works fine. Oh. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out the wheres of everything here. Look, it's like right. That's weird.
It's locked.
I know. What I want is an intercom so I can call the guy. Got our broken light there. I know that somewhere in here is such a means to call him. Well, let's see. We got a table base.
The table's screwed into the ground.
Figures, everything seems to be in here. Oh, was it in here maybe? Yeah, there we go. Ha ha ha.
Hi there. How can I help?
Can I speak to you?
Sure. Just a second.
This guy is so nice. I'm gonna feel bad about all the horrible things we're gonna do. Just a little bit here. Yeah.
So, Agent,
Just Corpseman, actually. Quince.
Quince.
What's your name?
Sesame, Latha.
Nice to meet you, Miss Sesame. Pardon my asking, but you were raised by the city, weren't you?
You read that on my file?
Nah, I was too.
No way.
Yeah, we're practically family.
Well, that's nice.
Who was that guy who came in?
Oh, Charlie? He's one of the most experienced agents in Cell. A lot of people have trouble getting on with him, but he's just businesslike.
It sounded like he was panicking about something.
I've never thought of him as someone who gets worried. Grumpy a whole lot of the time, sure.
Why are you keeping me in this cell? I haven't done anything!
Whoa, that's a
This isn't a cell.
motion
The cells
switch.
are only 2 cubic meters.
That's not the point! I didn't break the law!
It's for your own safety. Charlie's asked to make sure you stay here until he gets back.
I don't feel very safe.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're extremely safe.
My apartment exploded.
Oh, ouch. Was it a nice place?
Well, no, but that isn't the point.
Accidents like that happen sometimes. At least Cell were able to get you out.
Do they?
I'm not sure it was an accident. My connection was cut and my doors were locked before it happened.
Who'd want to hurt you, though?
That's just it. I don't know who. I mean, I've pissed people off in net matches sometimes, but this?
Yeah, she got pranked by somebody that she beat in Battlefield 2.0 or whatever they do.
So, how'd you know I was raised by the city?
It was a guess, but your name was a clue. You ever notice how they always assign kids names from nature? Quince, Sesame. We even had a pomegranate in my center.
Huh. I suppose that's true. Never met any with any cool names, though. No tigers or anything.
Yeah, I don't think they do the extinct ones, though.
Oh, tigers are extinct.
So, how'd you end up working for Cell?
I'm not sure, really. Kinda drifted in. Most of the kids from my center ended up here. Monroe Center, down by the coast, that is. Where'd you grow up?
Taylor, near the lake. Most of us just ended up on Skanto, unemployed.
I'm sorry to hear that. Personally, I think us city kids should stick together. There are so many of us, we'd be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, revolution.
So, What's your first name, Mr. Corpseman Quince?
It's Amadi, an Angolan name. Apparently, that's where my family came from, but I've been here as long as I can remember. The first names are always from kids' cultural backgrounds. What about Latha? Is that, Indian?
Dunno. Probably. I came with a refugee shipment from the war. You ever feel like exploring your roots?
Not really. I grew up here. Newton is my home.
Yeah. There isn't really much for me in the old country either. Except thousands of kilometers of radioactive hot zone.
Gosh, so I guess India is just a smoking crater these days? That's an interesting little peek into the world, and also into the cultural identities of refugees who grew up in this massive multicultural future city. I gotta admit, that's the kind of environment I really like, though just this enormous melting pot of all over as things change in the world. Anyway, what we called the guy in for is some dang food.
I'm starving. It's been days since the last time I ate.
That's not
And was
true.
that because you were deep in the trance?
That's not the point. I couldn't get the food machine in here to work.
Oh yeah, they take tokens. Here, have a few. You'll be able to get yourself something.
Thank you.
Is it any good?
What kind of machine do you have at home?
The kind that came in Skanto apartments.
Ooh, ouch. Yeah, kind of about that.
Alright.
I've been in here for hours. The guy in the bed isn't much company. What is there to do?
There's the terminal. You can check the news.
Ugh, I can't stand this much of the real world. It's so slow.
I'm sorry. People don't usually spend so long in here. It's just taking a bit longer than usual.
You can't really be mad at Quince.
I need to get back in the trance. How can I make a connection?
Sorry, we don't allow trans connections from inside cell.
What? That's inhuman! I have rights, you know!
Not to an internet connection, you don't.
Come on, I could just hook something up through that terminal.
I'm sorry, but it's for security.
Thanks for that.
Anytime. Just call if you need anything.
Well, she's, as always, vacillating between just complete immature petulance and kind of niceness. You know, maybe her age has something to do with this. I'm reading her just from her little pixely sprite as being somewhere in her 20s, I guess, which is a bit old for this, but I don't know. Maybe she's supposed to be like 15 or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of this game. I do think they overplay the whole, you know, internet youth thing a bit, but whatever. Let's get some food. And a metal fork, you say? Now that is quite a thing to have. A thick brown mash.
I don't know how, but they've made it even worse than my food machine does.
Well, it is police jail food, basically.
I've put some of it in the cup.
Yeah, you have. So now all we need is heat. We gotta find a way to get us some heat. And this is the part where things get a little, for my mind, get a little like adventure gamey, because I wasn't sure what to do here for a long time. So it basically, I ended up just clicking on every dang thing and using it on everything, and finally I settled on food to camera. Splat. Haha.
Hey, what did you do? I've lost the feed from the camera.
Oh, I don't know, man. Sorry.
Oh jeez, Charlie's gonna kill me. Why did you do that?
I like my privacy.
Just don't do anything stupid, okay? Please.
Sorry, man. That's all we do. Look at her cheesy grin as she did that anyway. Anyway, let's unscrew this table.
There. The table has been freed.
Okay. Now let's be even worse of a person. Oh no, we don't want to get on it. No, get off the table. I'll have to get off there. If we had done this before we had covered up the table, incidentally, right now he'd be going, hey, stop that. Pull table. Okay, here we go. Now, up on the table we go. And the only thing that's up here is the camera. Now,
A sharp metal eating tool. Better be careful
we
with
got a fork. And with a fork and a
I've
sheet.
given it a handle made of that plastic rubbery sheet.
Now we've got an insulated fork with which we
I
can...
can't reach it for...
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I think it looks...
Yeah, I agree. With that, I say, after we pull it a second time, for goodness knows whatever reason, presumably he's not able to hear any of this, although I'd think it would make quite a racket. Whatever. With that, get up, we can...
I'm going to need something more precise to get it open. Otherwise, I might as well just smash the whole thing.
Oh, I thought that's what we were doing. Well, let's try these tokens.
It doesn't take...
Oh, for heaven's sake. Okay. I guess we're gonna smash that broken light, then. I knew we smashed something at this point, so now we pull the table this way. You can see what I mean a bit. There's a bit of trial and error here. Okay, pull the table again. When she says smash the whole thing, that's a bit of a clue as to our next step. So here we are up on the table. Now then, wrapped up fork to broken light. Man, we are wrecking your day, Quince. I'm sorry about this. However...
It looks like a fire hazard. It's spitting sparks everywhere.
A fire hazard, you say? It looks like it's time to burn some paperwork. Yep, we're...
This kind of sums up my feelings about paperwork.
Oh, easy does it. We are just a walking disaster.
Honestly, I've never actually seen a fire in meat space before.
Meat space. Pfft.
No way. The reaction takes like an hour. I can't hold them the whole time.
Okay, then I guess we'll put them in the trash can. You know you would hold it for an hour, too. Also, maybe this isn't my place to say, but are these...
I guess that's sorta safer.
Yeah. Are we really saying that these papers are going to burn for an hour?
Let's see if this works.
Well, whatever. Anyway, let's just chill out and hang out with Bopping His Head guy for a while. And yes, indeed.
Easy. Nothing stands between me and my trance.
An hour and 20 minutes later, we have ourselves some new wetware.
It's a homegrown lump of techno-organic wetware gel. It's for connecting my brain's wetware to the external systems.
You're a homegrown lump of techno-organic wetware gel. Alright, let's smear this all over this terminal here. As she said, it must connect to the outer web in order to get its news. Although, you know, not entirely sure about that. I've worked in,
Got it. I can feel the net on the other side.
Lady, you were clearly like a heroin addict, but whatever. Not my place. I've worked in government-type facilities, and while they could get the news, you sure as goodness couldn't access much from their internet. They were firewalled all to heavens. Alright, connection to info wall. Let's get in there. Ah, sweet, blissful internet. Here's our paradise.
Hi? I'm looking for the internet. Are you tapping the line as well?
Indeed I am, except we appear to be doing it from opposite directions.
Anwallah salam. That sounds Arabic. I only know a very little bit of it, but salam, I think, is a fairly common phrase and recognized. The very little bit I knew, if I was here, I would respond with ma salem. But whatever. Who's this guy?
You're a hacker.
Or girl?
That sounds so crude.
Yeah, but you are.
The sort who prefers to be called an adventurer?
I'm merely a concerned citizen. You can call me Jinsel.
I'm Mandela.
That's nice.
This looks a lot like the kind of place I used to live.
It ought to. It was right above your own. In fact, we're trying to reconstruct the data from moments before the blast.
Interesting.
You know where I live?
We wouldn't be taking our responsibilities seriously if we didn't. We also know that it appears you've been targeted deliberately. These are shots we've been able to recover of the man who planted the bomb.
Bum bum bum.
That's the guy I spoke to.
You know him?
Yeah, he's the cell agent who interviewed me. He left like an hour ago.
That's pretty good.
Why do you think it was me they were aiming for?
We hear things.
Uh-huh.
We're also aware that prior to the blast, you were trapped.
Yes.
Yeah, someone cut my connection and locked the door.
It would appear that you were being kept in place until the bomb was planted.
They probably could have just done it. I'd have been in trance for hours.
They had to be certain. But now that you've escaped, it appears that your life is still at risk.
But why did they cut the connection? I mean, they could have just locked the door and not... who knows?
Why would a cell agent be trying to kill me?
Often, Central's plots are unclear. This, however, is too direct and destructive for how Cell works.
You think it's personal then?
Central.
In any case, he knows where you are and that you survived.
He's also got me trapped in one place again.
Then it's imperative that we help you to escape. Our agent may be able to help you with that. He is close at hand.
Oh, a sleeper agent, eh?
Wait, the guy in the cell with me? Blonde pseudo-leather jacket, got the shakes?
That would be Guy, yes. He's acting as one of our relays within Cell.
You think he can help me get out?
We work within our own specialties, and his is Cell. If anyone were able to furnish a means for you to escape, it would be him.
All right, let's do it.
Looks like a partially built sim.
Indeed, we're using a number of different sources to reconstruct a scene. Cameras, chromatographs, even the charge variances and wiring.
The what?
So why are you hooked up to Cell? No offense, but you'd have to be crazy to hack Central.
Fortunately, Central is indisposed. An initial attack appears to have crippled it.
Ah, so lots of opportunists are trying their luck while the security's weak.
Precisely. I was assembling this sim at the same time, when you joined it through an outbound port.
Who do you run with? Collective? A nun?
We're a circle of
And
truth seekers and underground journalists.
Oh, shut up.
We go by Jahilia.
Never heard of it. What's it mean?
Well, who controls the media today?
Chishiki? They're the biggest.
Exactly. Chishiki, whose name means knowledge. Except in this knowledge, there's nothing but trivia and lies.
Oh.
So where will people find the truth?
Themselves?
Within themselves?
Very philosophical, but not the case. Jahilia means ignorance.
Oh, I get it. It's ironic.
Precisely.
I'd better disconnect and see if your guy can help me get out.
Bit Tawfiq, I've sent you the location to find us at. I'll be here should you require any further assistance in your escape.
Thank you. I did want to say a few more things, though. Okay, 871 Cyrus Street.
Yes.
Dang, do we have questions. All right.
You're occupying this terminal's internet port. Mind if I connect to the trans through you?
I'm sorry, that's not possible.
Oh, come on, man. I'll only be a few Gbps. I haven't been on in, like, hours.
I can assure you, the trance won't be going anywhere without you.
You know, I'm not even going to say this one. She's just insufferable. Maybe I'm turning into a dad, and this is what this is, and this is like my teenager asking me if she can be on the internet again, and I'm like, no, whatever, fine.
I read Shishiki sometimes. What's wrong with them?
That depends. If you want the banal and the trivial, they're absolutely fine.
I do.
By having a stranglehold on the world's media industry, they are capable of controlling what the majority of the population are aware of.
Are they lying to us?
No, merely deceiving.
Huh?
What they want people to know, they'll report wholly, truthfully, and factually. This is how they've established their credibility. If they or their allies wish something to be suppressed, they have thousands of hackers on staff to destroy systems that pose a threat.
You're kidding.
Not at all. They lead the world in private sector espionage through a number of subsidiaries. As far as Jahilia are concerned, the things most worth knowing are those that others wish hidden.
Mm-hmm.
That is why we work against Chishiki, to ensure that the world knows the whole truth.
So they're Edward Snowden, basically.
What's Guy's job then?
He's a good friend of our cause, works as a relay. We keep a connection open to him, and he finds a way to get as physically close as possible to secure systems.
He looks like he could do with your help.
His link was lost several hours ago.
The Trojan psychophage he's infected with.
He has used some risky tactics for getting inside Cell before. While successful, it appears that his work may have overcome him.
Yeah, you fried his brain to get in there.
What's your beef with Cell anyway? It must be something pretty big to go after one of the most secure systems in the world.
In an organization like ours, the word secure raises red flags.
Oh.
The mere fact that Cell is so opaque tells us they've something they feel worth hiding.
I've never had any problems with them. They seem to do all right running the city.
As long as you remain within your ever-flexible world of the trans, certainly. You may, however, miss that which happens in the tangle of the real that Central controls. And today there was an opportunity we just couldn't pass up.
Well, I do appreciate, though, they do seem to have left the morality and ethics a bit questionable. We don't know Cell's whole tactics. We know Central has no compunction against just flat-out murdering a guy that it feels is a risk, but we know that there's a lot of ethical Cell agents, our own Charlie here sort of notwithstanding.
Something's wrong with Central. Did you do it?
Not us. We've never seen anyone quite so devastatingly successful. A multi-vector heuristic denial of service attack against Central's inner systems.
But for that, you'd need thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of systems, well prepared, working in synchronicity. Or access to its innermost workings. It's almost too good to be true, all of Central down at a moment's notice.
How's the city still running?
They'll have auxiliary mechanisms in place. Newton's autonomic nervous system to Central's higher brain functions.
With Central suddenly down, Cell's security system was weaker than ever.
Precisely. An opportunity that Jahilia couldn't pass up.
Right, we get it. Central's down.
This apartment looks almost exactly like mine.
Yeah, we got that.
Except for all the data artifacts. And it's cleaner.
Oh, oh,
Not
oh.
surprising, since it was right above yours.
Are you sure that agent wasn't targeting this apartment?
Unlikely. The occupant was away long term. Together with trapping you within your apartment and outside of the trance.
Yeah, I thought so. Just hoped it might be someone else they were after.
Clearly
Then I could
it's
get
you.
back to my trance.
All right, all right.
Guy's going to help me get out, but what then? I can't exactly go home anymore.
We have much to discuss, and that would be better done at a secure site. There are a number of terminal nodes we use as drop points. One of those will suffice. But remember, do not access the trance on the net until we confirm it's safe.
With the internet? How are you going to confirm that that's safe?
Any idea why they're after me?
Have you been hacking anyone you shouldn't have?
Nobody who tried to kill me anyway. Could it be related to Cell? It was an agent who planted the bomb.
Not directly. If it was, they'd have finished you rather than keeping you prisoner. I have some theories as to what's going on, but we'll know more for certain later.
Once you've had a chance to pull data out from Central while it's down.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Thanks.
Off one.
Oh, I know that one. That's the response to Shukran, which is, thank you. And Afwan is, you're welcome. Alright. So now we know what to do. Oh, hey. Anything in our mailbox? Let's see. I think all this is... Yeah, right. Water, nutrition, and heat to get the stuff going. Yeah, that's our person from later. And that's the awful attachment. Yeah, right. Okay, nothing else here, so let's get out of trance. And let's talk to this guy here.
Hello?
Yeah, no chance he's gonna wake up.
Guess he doesn't feel like talking.
Yeah, I guess he's got a brain parasite or whatever. Anyway, let's rub some gel on him. And then we'll be able to talk to
I
his...
made a connection with his neural hub.
Well, isn't that sweet? It is not sweet. Alright. Back in our lovely computer world, what do you got, guy? Ha! Okay, something's going on here. Hello, guy. Well, here's the imposter guy, and here's real guy. I think, unless this is just the real representation, I don't know.
Jeez, talk about low-quality knockoffs made in Han factories.
Yeah, they're really on about the Chinese being the ones who do this.
I have no idea what it means, but it sure looks oppressive.
I agree. This place is butts.
Better be careful what I touch. Anything could be a carrier from malware in here.
This guy's just kind of staring at us like, you gonna talk to me? All right.
Hi there.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Make yourself at home. Everyone else seems to in here.
Oh, all right.
I'm Mandela.
Guy, I'd shake your hand, but, well...
But I'm too sarcastic.
You alright?
Oh yeah, just peachy. Well, I would be if that imposter would go away.
Okay.
I am not an imposter. I am the real.
Whose name?
Well, he's got convinced me.
How'd you wind up like this?
Well, you know that urban myth about the human resources Trojan?
The one that makes you move to China and join a factory collective?
Turns out, it's not a myth. If I'm correct, Cell have brought me in for treatment.
That's a good thing, right?
Well, duh. I don't want to work in a Han factory.
All glory to the Greater Han Republic.
Shut up!
Oh, come on. All glory to the Greater Han Republic.
Jinsel says hi.
Oh, does she? Tell her she owes me double for this one. I lost touch with her hours ago.
She says you know a way out of here?
Well, sure. It's even easier when Central's down. Of course, I'm gonna need something from you.
Alright, what do you want?
What's with Pinocchio?
It's a disguise. Normally, by this stage, the Trojan is in control of its host motor functions. It makes a really clumsy mind state echo of the host, then uses it to try to make a convincing flight to Greater Han.
He didn't look like he's in control in meat space.
Peace, bread, and work in the Greater Han Republic.
It's kind of a stalemate at the moment.
He's taken to bombarding you with propaganda instead?
It thinks it can wear me down.
Long life and prosperity to our beloved land of Greater Han.
Peace, bread, and life. I'm sold. Greater Han sounds awesome.
You alright?
Oh yeah, well,
I am.
So, why are you in a cell in Cell
Oh.
with a broken Trojan in your head?
I'm acting as a relay for pirated connections into Cell.
That sounds dangerous.
Pays good, though.
Money is the yoke of capitalism.
Thing is, it's been harder and harder to get into Cell HQ.
So you infected yourself with this?
They have to bring in someone with something like this. Even if they can't treat it, they can at least quarantine.
Giving you an ideal spot to relay signals through your neural wiring.
Exactly.
That sounds pretty dumb. But alright, I'll accept it.
Fine. What is it you want?
Oh.
I need an edge to help me get rid of the chatterbox. For that, I need epinephrine.
Literal.
See if you can get them to bring any in.
And if they don't?
You look clever. You can probably find a way to make it.
Substance abuse is the curse of the working classes.
I agree. Well said.
Why do you want this stuff?
The people here don't exactly know what they're doing. Cell's treatment might work, or I might walk out of here and straight to Greater Han. The epinephrine will give me enough of a boost to make sure it's me who wins the battle.
We must persevere in the great revolutionary struggle.
Plus, it's the kind of thing that most chemical synthesizers can make.
Wait, like a food machine?
Probably.
Yes, exactly like a food machine.
Don't go anywhere.
Ha, you're funny.
I am funny. Tell me I'm funny again or I'm not letting you out.
Init, display error. / accessing module.
Conversation 1.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
This guy's just making so much sense.
All workers of Han are happy and fulfilled.
What, like all of them?
Have you considered joining the mighty works of Han?
I have now. Alright, let's get out of here. That's getting old. Sure, so we gotta get epinephrine, and we've got just the molecular structure to do it. Furthermore, we have a good idea. 4,5-beta trihydroxy N-methylphenylamine, or epinephrine. Well, there isn't anything you do with it yourself. You may be able another system that's compatible. I like that his first suggestion was just like, call Cell and see if they'd bring in some pure epinephrine. Yeah, right, no thanks, buddy. Alright now, smear our wetware all over this food system.
Either it's got some pretty tough shielding, or it's too old to be compatible. From the look of it, I'd say the second one.
That's no good. Well, let's see if we can, like...
The fork won't fit in the seams around the edges. If I could find something more precise, though.
We need something more precise. Hey, buddy, please ignore the light and the fire.
How can I help?
Can I speak to you?
Sure, just a second.
Man, he is still nice after all the nonsense we've pulled. Quince, you are a prince among workers. Hey, sorry about the mess.
Sorry about messing up the room.
Charlie's not gonna be happy, but I've seen worse. At least it's not hard to clean, all this concrete.
Man, he is so nice.
The guy in the bed? I know what's wrong with him. He's contracted a human resources Trojan.
How would you know this? Have you been trancing with him? Because then we might have to quarantine you as well.
No, I had a friend come down with it.
Okay, then. I can get something to help.
Yeah, you can. I like how they don't actually have any treatment options at all. They're just gonna, you know, hope something works. Alright.
Unfortunately, I can only try to stabilize him for now.
With this...
We have to wait for a specialist before we can try anything stronger.
Like epinephrine. And a utility drone.
Looks like it's full of medical stuff.
That I can pick up stuff from.
Hey, what are you doing to that drone?
Oh, totally nothing.
I was just checking out the hardware.
Yeah.
It's quite some gear you guys have.
I've done all I can for the moment. Let me know if he gets any worse. Okay?
Which is literally nothing. I've just stared at him. But at least I had my lawnmower utility drone come in here. Well, no worries, my man. You've given us just the tools we need, and we're accumulating a adventure game's worth of stuff in our pockets, although some of it's virtual.
Wow, this is some really old hardware. It's going to need some upgrading if I want to make it produce anything complex.
Some upgrading, you say? Well... Oh, get off the table. Get off the table. Down we go.
I think it looks...
Yes, I agree. Now that we have that scalpel, which can get into, some old gear. Sorry for the lags we have sometimes. I don't know quite what causes that. And we've pulled it twice. Maybe there's something a little more complicated in here.
This might be useful.
A high-grade lens, you say?
I've upgraded the optical component with the camera's superpowered lens.
Lovely. Can we also put the epinephrine into the memory block? Yes, we can. All right.
I think it...
Now that we have a better lens and an increased memory block...
I hope it understands its new orders.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
There. It should be a lot more sensitive with that now. Let's see what it can do now.
All right.
It won't bring up the menu.
All right, the menu. And
it didn't sound like the machine enjoyed that. At least it managed to make me a cartridge of epinephrine.
I mean, it completely synthesized epinephrine, so I don't really see why we're complaining. That is an unbelievable feat.
The cartridge is mounted in the ejector.
We are... It even had a little ejection glass bottle or what have you. Mandela, this thing is unbelievable. I would not complain if I were you. There you go, buddy.
Now let's see if he holds up his end of the bargain.
Back to the trance. And let's see if he's unfortunately lost the battle against the Greater Han Republic, as I'm hoping. Ah, no. Han's gone. Boo.
Feeling better?
A whole lot, thanks. I managed to get rid of the knockoff.
Yeah.
Give me a few hours. I'll be out of the wall and can help you leave.
I haven't got a few hours. What can you do now?
From here? Not much, but I could give you some options.
I need more than helpful suggestions.
I've got control of one of the utility drones. They use them for moving Kit around the building.
I might be able to escape if I was better equipped.
With what?
Got it, girl. I've sent you the link to the drone. She'll be in your hub.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
You should...
Yeah, now that Chatty Cathy's out of the way, I'll work on getting myself out of this sim next. You work on leaving Cell, and give Jinsel my regards.
You know, I don't think she ever told you to do this. I think this was just entirely your idea. So I don't know that she owes you double, quote-unquote, for this. Anyway, let's go talk to a utility drone. Alright, we're in the autopsy lab, and here we are, that drone. We've got a cutting laser, which is, that's fine. Following their security manual, huh? I know who's not gonna follow their security manual, darn right. Alright. Oh, no way of using it on its own, huh? Well. If it has no way of using it on its own, maybe it needs to go see somebody that, It's funny, it is still kind of making the little step sound, unless that's supposed to be another agent. Notice how nobody questions it, which I think is a little funny. Hello, utility drone. Utility drone. You're my best friend. Alright. I see. You can't trance into it in here, apparently. I don't think we need to wetware into it, right?
I may be good, but that officer would see me.
I see. Can we, like, open it up?
That doesn't...
No?
Prying it open with...
Prying it open with a fork won't help.
I can't use it like... I can't... Come on, shoo!
Warning, power contact.
I see, it needs contact with the floor in order to,
It's powered down. Hacking...
Right, fine, sure.
That doesn't...
Needs contact with the floor
This
in order
might
to
be
get
useful.
power. Oh, and it has a cutting laser, you say? Well, that's nice. Always good to see. I don't suppose I can just cut through the door.
Maybe if I had a couple of...
Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
There isn't enough charge to waste it on everything.
Okay. Oh, what about this air vent, though? That is showing some possibilities. That is an enormous air vent, I just want to say. Quince, I am truly sorry for everything that's happened here today. I know we are not the ideal prisoner. You know, I think we had a real connection. I think that we really, you know, I appreciate all that you've done for us, but Quince, this cell just isn't cutting it for us anymore. And I say cutting is kind of a pun, because I'm going to use the cutting laser on this here vent. And watch as we just let it fall to the floor, probably. Yep. Wow, did everybody hear that? But it doesn't matter, because that gives us a 2-second head start. Alright. Well, that we got out. Join us next time for the further adventures of the Hunter and the Hunted.